What's up, friends and countrymen? The markets are, hey, we're setting up for something. Let me find my phone real quick. We're going to be getting going here in just a moment. Everybody get active in the chat. It's Sunday night, baby. Let me go ahead and retweet this on Academy BitLab. We should be live right now. I think we are, but let me go ahead and retweet this. Now, retweet. All right, guys, you guys ready for this? We still got about 2 minutes before we're going to go, but let's get into it.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. SEC and its policies rely on whatever Gary thinks. Bitcoin's a flight to quality. I heard that from Larry Fink. Every hour losing purchasing power on foolish shouting. It's not our fault. Blame the cult. It's the political cowards. When it comes to gas, our purchasing power just got cut in half. I sit back and laugh, open my bag, fill it with stacks and sats. Bitcoin, pumping, altcoins, pumping. I've been preparing for this. Can't tell me nothing.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. We're hearing from clients around the world.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pumping. I've been preparing for this.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as
Bitcoin, pump, altcoin, pump.
we're hearing from clients around the world.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a
Can't
flight
nobody
to
tell me
quality.
nothing. Bitcoin, pump.
We're hearing from clients around the world.
Prepare for this.
All right, everybody, if you're ready, it's Sunday night. We just had the weekly close. We broke above that. Actually, we had broken above it for a while, but we held above it. We closed above it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell, retweet this on my page at Kelly Kellam. Retweet this live post. We're going to get going right now because we got to talk about these charts. Let's go. Good evening, everybody. It's Sunday night. Sunday night here in Atlanta, Georgia. Sunday night wherever you're at, unless you're on the other side of the world. Maybe it's Monday morning, but regardless of where you're at, something is ubiquitous to all of us when we're in the crypto markets, and that is the daily, the hourly, the 4-hourly, the weekly, the monthly, those candle closes that matter so much. And we've been waiting for this. Yes, we pushed above 65,000 this week, but it stands to have so much more value when you close this sort of midterm time frame above a key level, which starts those wheels turning for the bulls to say, hey, man, we are ready to fucking run. So let's go ahead and dive into this, everybody. If you're good for it, it's Sunday night. I love you guys. I've been sick as a dog all weekend. In fact, you're going to see me sneezing and coughing and hacking. I might cough and have a loogie right on the camera, and I apologize, but I had to bring these markets to you from my home. So let's go ahead and talk about it, because when we look at what's going on right now, this green line, if we zoom in on this is a weekly time frame on Bitcoin. This is that level we tried to close, not just break above, but close a candle above, and we have done it. And why this is so important is because we had this low here, back here August 5th. On this move to the upside and subsequent pullback, we established a higher low. This was the first step when all of us want everything to be so bullish. This is that first step, the higher low. The thing that needs to really set this as a higher low is for, on this weekly time basis, is for this price action to push above and close above this level. You all need to know something, though. I'm here to warn you. I'm here to be super bullish, but I'm also here to make sure that you have the tools, the data, the resources, the community that you need. That's what BitLab Academy is about. Let's do this together. Because we close this weekly candle above this zone, this does not by any stretch of the imagination mean that this is not going to come down. Know that. Yes, I'm super bullish. If you're so bullish, Kelly, why would you say that? Because you got to understand how these markets oscillate and move, and their impact within the emotionality of the majority of traders out there is to move capital, to move assets from the impatient to the patient. So the fact that we have a higher low here followed by a higher high, I want you to notice something. Look, a breakdown, a push up, a break back down, yes, higher low, a push up, higher high. What tends to happen in this sort of price action on any asset? You have an up, you have a down, you have an up, you have a down, you have an up, and so on and so forth. That being said, you need to be aware, as bullish as all this is, and I got some super bullish charts for you today. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about some altcoins that I am absolutely stacking into and I think are going to be absolute performers this market. None of this is financial advice. This is strategy advice. But I also want to just give you guys some of the tools, and I want you to be prepared in case the market does move against your bias. Yes, I'm bullish right now, but being bullish doesn't mean up only. I'm bullish on this structure, but I'm also cautious as this is coming in. If we come down to this chart right here, I want you to notice something. Look at this, pushed right up, and I have a kind of double trend line here. What I did here was I drew it from this point to the first candle and just extended this across. Yes, we deviated above. Yes, we deviated above, but look at this, rejected right at, deviated above. And here again, we just had a little bit of a soft sort of, we bumped up against this. And yes, we closed higher than the weekly candle before. However, we still have reason to expect some sort of move to the downside. Now, is that going to be something that's very minimal that only tests 65,000 even? Or is it going to be a little bit deeper and come down here maybe 61, 62,000? I mean, look at this zone right here. Look, bounce, bounce, way deviate below, bounce, bounce, deviate below. Reject at, reject at, reject at, reject at. So this tells me that if the price action does move down a little bit, it's not the end of the world. Everything is still, this whole structure is still incredibly bullish. We become unbullish on the midterm if this breaks down and loses this level and comes down here and loses basically 49,000. We've got a long way to go before that's happened. But I'm here to show you why I don't think that's going to happen. Now, given we do have a massive amount of different geopolitical things going on globally, and we got to be a little cautious. It's so much awareness around what's going on globally. You have to realize, and again, I apologize for my red eyes, for my red nose. I have been sick as a dog all weekend, but I got to bring this alpha to you. I got to bring this sauce to you. I got to keep you on the right side of these trades, these investments, and I don't want you to chop yourself out before the best opportunity of our life commences. And what you have now compared to what you're going to have in a year from now is going to be vastly different if you lose 10% of your bag here, 20% of your bag. Think about that. If you have $100,000 in the market and it goes 10x throughout the different coins that you have, and you had 120,000, or you say you had 100 and you lost 20, you only have 80, that 20%, if you went 10x on, let's say, $100,000, that's $1 million. What is 20% of that? $200,000. Everything you do right now, whether you're DCAing into this market, whether you're getting allocation, whether you're out there buying stuff you don't need, everything we're doing right now that's not in this market or diminishing what we have in this market is stealing from what you can potentially have at the top of this market. And that's why this is so important. So when we're looking at this, by the way, if this is your first time here, welcome to the BitLab Academy stream. Streaming from my home. I've been sick all weekend, but I had to bring you this data. Again, my name's Kellam. This just zoomed in on me. I don't know why. Home setup. Well, here I am. Now you can see my sick face. Welcome to the stream. But talking about this, yes, we have broken structure. We had downtrend, and we have the start of the break of this, essentially formation of a potentially bullish trend, which is the higher low followed by a higher high. Boom. Here's a higher low. Here's a previous high. Boom, higher high. Now this, I do expect we'll get some pullback or even a consolidation in here, which would be awesome. If we have a bull flag within this, let's get to a little bit smaller time frame. Let's go to the 12-hour and look at this. We zoom in on this. If we consolidate in this zone and then break out of this, wonderful. if we break down into the zone, 65,000 even, or even potentially come down, maybe into this trend line down here, 63.4, or even what I think is probably more likely is clearing out some of the open interest in the market and moving down into this zone right here, which is basically the 60,700 up to about 61,880. Now let's pull up this chart. I've got to reload it because I had the tab here, but I did not reload it before we came live. Now let's the 24-hour. Let's go to the 3-day. I just want to see where some of this liquidity is. So look at this. We have a huge amount of liquidity below us because a lot of people were going long, expecting this just to break out because we got some bullish price action. Okay, let's not be mad at them. Let's not be mad at ourselves if we're falling victim to these emotional things that happen in the market. But let's realize, okay, if that's the case, if I'm seeing everybody's going long, and I know the market likes to take the liquidity from the, from the majority, then this is telling me that, yeah, look at this zone. Basically here, 65.3 all the way down to 64.7 is essentially the very hot zone. But all the way down here to the low 64s, and then there's another node down here, 62.8. If we come out here to the weekly, and this isn't a bad thing. If you're aware of this, you can make use of this. Look at all of this liquidity below us. Yes, we have a little node up here at 66, basically 67,000, but the majority of the liquidity is below us, AKA there's a lot of free money below us if the market can force people to sort of flush this out a little bit to the downside. So it's not a bad thing because we can be aware of this. We can take advantage of this. It means either I don't know what to do, so you sit on the sideline. Sometimes the best thing you can do is sit on the sideline. If you have a trading portfolio, which we've been trading like mad in the Signals Lab group. I did some trades this weekend. I did a bunch of trades on Friday. And that link, by the way, is directly below. If you come right here, directly below, free traders group, boom, click on that, get in there. We got a lot of things. There's bonuses for trading. There's bonuses for volume. There's bonuses when you sign up and deposit different amounts. And remember, everything you deposit is your money. But also when you do deposit, when you join here, go through the 3 steps in there. It's very easy. You get access to nonstop free signals of Bitcoin, Ethereum, a bunch of different alts. And there's a bunch of education getting in there here in just a few days. But when we're aware that there's all this liquidity below us and we see that we're at a resistance line, a lot of people are expecting this. I'm not expecting this because of the framework of how much bullishness is underlying the market right now. So what I'm expecting is the attempt to the downside, which will be more of a bear trap that then reverses and comes to the upside. Now, why is that? Because when we look at what's going on, smart money is buying Bitcoin like maniacs in 2024. I mean, look at this. This does not happen at a market cycle top. This is smart money saying, let's load up here because this motherfucker is about to run. This is one of the most bullish things that we can see in the market right here. In addition to that, we can also see where we're at right now. This is from the Rational Root shared by my boy Quentin Francois. Where we're at right now, we're exactly where we should be. What's happened at this point in the last 2 market cycles? Rockin' Rooster, what's up? Thank you for joining, my friend. And by the way, this is the week that all those member streams start. If you have access to the Signals Lab, you get it. If you are a member here on BitLab Academy on the YouTube, you get it. And if you're a member at lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal, which is this guy right here. And I got to sneeze. Maybe I don't. Look at the sun. There is no sun. Okay. But looking where we're exactly where we're at right here, coming into this election cycle, the first week of November, we're past that 160-day mark that I've been calling out since April 19th. The global liquidity is ticking back up, and all these things happened the last 2 cycles as well. What happened after this? Up. What happened after this? A little bit more of a slow burn in the 2017 market, but the 2017 market also went much higher. You see why you don't always necessarily need the super fast burn absolute rocket ship. You can see on the analog of looking at 2017, the slow stair step up actually brought higher prices on a percentage gain basis. So let's let this all manifest as it's going to. Now, in addition to this, we can also see, boom, is the dynamite right here. The setup is here. The question is, are you prepared or have you been chopping yourself out with uncertainty? Let's go. Let's go. What are we talking about here? Titan of crypto. I don't know why my internet's so slow. You guys see this? I have 1 gigabit internet speed. This is fucking bullshit. Apologize for the language. It's Sunday night. I'm sick. But does that ever frustrate you guys? You pay, you have all this upgraded, supposed to be incredible service, and you should have something on your computer or on your phone that says you got no G. You're paying for G, but you got no G. And Bad Fox says alt bags are looking juicy and climbing every day. We're about to look at some alts, everybody, but this is a barometer right here for what's going to happen with alts. When Bitcoin gets set free, altcoins are going to fly like we don't even know. Now, they might lag a little bit behind in terms of percentage gain on when you're looking at like the total 3 of the others chart, but there are going to be some key altcoins that are going to outpace the pack. And I'm going to be showing you some of those here in just a second. Alexander G says, rage inducing. Yeah, that's right. But looking at this 50-day, 50-week simple moving average, bounced right here. Once it rejected here, down. Once we found support here, up. Look at this. Found support here again. Bullish sign. What's another bullish sign? On the weekly. This is not a daily or 4 hour. This is strength explained. Stochastics. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quadruple bottomed here in this sideways trading range. Right here, bouncing off the 50 simple moving average weekly chart. Look at this massive explosion up. Now we're getting a slightly higher high here on the faster moving average on the stochastic moving average, stochastic RSI. In addition to that, we can see this downtrend here on the RSI breaking out. What did it do the last time it broke out? Boom. That was that move mid-cycle, but also right here coming. This is another one right here. I'm surprised you didn't outline this. Look at the breakout here. This aligns perfectly with this move. Sorry, I got to sneeze. Maybe not. Keeps tickling my nose and then disappearing. Thank you guys for being here with me while I'm sick, but I'm trying to drop the sauce for you. Now, this is super bullish, but what does this mean for altcoins? Well, looking at the altcoins, altcoin market looks ready to rock. Total 3, 1 week close, looking spicy. Total 3, let's zoom in on that. See this downtrend resistance? Kind of dropped below this 382, but also found support here on this moving average, breaking above this. MACD, crossing bullish. This is the last time it crossed bullish here, kind of front ran this massive move to the upside. So things are looking quite splendid. In addition to all that, if we come over here, let me reload this page. If we come over here and look at the Ethereum, not Ethereum, what am I talking about? The ETF. Look at these flows, man. 182, great. 1,500, 2,900, 1,400, 1,600, 398 on Grayscale, 1,800 in Fidelity, 3,000 Bitcoin purchased through 21 shares, ARK Invest. It was 7,700 on Friday alone. Hear somebody screaming outside. Very weird. Maybe they're screaming because they're so excited about the bull market. I don't know. But this is what we're looking at right here. This uptick right here is the aggregate at looking what the flows are in ETFs. Look what, I mean, see this? We're kind of breaking out of this sort of descending resistance line here. I think things are about to get very, very spicy. Thank you, Kelly, for hanging out with us, even though you're sick. You don't look sick, by the way. Well, I feel sick as a dog, but thank you very much. All right. But altcoins looking splendiferous. So let's go ahead and look at what this looks like on the chart. Others. This is everything minus the top 10. Okay. We've been talking about this descending sort of falling wedge, descending channel here. We've broken out of this. Not only have we broken out of this, look, higher low, higher high. Now we've got a bit of a bull flag in here. If this does come down, we drew this green line a while ago. We can go ahead and delete that. We don't need it now. But if this does pull back at all, fine. The setup is here. Where we're at on a time basis in the market cycle is here. Where we're at in global liquidity ticking up and the money printers going on. Remember on Friday, I was showing you guys that data showing that over $1.426 trillion entered in the last week into global liquidity. They're not just going to spike it and pull back. This is going to be larger than the last money printing. That's the only way it's always worked. There's nothing else they can do with the level of debt that they need to service and the interest on that debt. So while that's terrible for the general populace, all of you were part of that general populace at one point, and some point you had something that made you realize there's another way, there's another opportunity, and that's Bitcoin, and that is altcoins, and that is basically investing to hedge yourself against the devaluing of your time, hedge yourself against the devaluing of your money. It's the only way you can keep up or even potentially get ahead in this world. And in this case, we just have the best asset classes in history with Bitcoin and a lot of different altcoins. Not every altcoin, but a lot. God damn it. My nose is just tickling. So what are we looking at here? I want to go through a couple, and there's quite a few, and I've been sharing this with you all for quite some time. Remember, this got down to like 40-something thousand. This is the position altcoin portfolio I've been sharing with you all since about February, and it was because I'm trading also, but this is specifically, I'm basically 95% of the stuff I put in here, the purpose was to buy and hold into the market cycle top. Now, some of those went very underwater when we had that big crash in the market, a month back and a little bit before that. But I was held true, sharing this with you all and showing you that you can ride through the waves and allocate when you get things under the price point at which you initially bought them at. Now, BitTensor has now ended up being the largest position in this portfolio. But every single one of these coins that I have on this list, I recommend in terms of they work for my strategy. They may not work for yours, but I want to go through some of them, not all, but just some that are really kind of lighting my pants on fire with what I think are going to be pretty great gains this cycle, and it's going to vary from 5x to 50x. And they basically address different parts of the market. Some of them address some of the same parts of the market, but have some smaller market caps than the other. But let's go ahead and go through some of these. Now, I didn't have Ethereum on that list. Bitcoin is, of course, going to be on the list of your portfolio. Ethereum is just, I think, is something you should absolutely have as well. However, let's go through some of those other altcoins that are in there. I think Link should be now classified as something that is as strong as Bitcoin and Ethereum. Some people might hate me for saying that, especially Bitcoin maxis. However, the amount of integrations Chainlink has throughout the entire crypto ecosystem. Let me go ahead and adjust this because this is driving me crazy. Oops. Hold on one second. It's driving me crazy. There we go. Now you can see what's up. Chainlink has more integrations than any other altcoin out there. And also bridging Web 2 as well as Web 3, as well as just real world data sets with blockchain, as well as doing RWA. I mean, there's so much going on here. If we actually come back over here to my page, I shared something I saw earlier that I just thought was, was very interesting. So we got a good little group here now. You got 271 people in the room on a Sunday night, but this is what I'm talking about. I don't think you can hear it for some reason. You can't, God damn, you can't hear it, but you can see it on my page. Scroll down and check this out. Also share it in the live chat here on YouTube. I don't know if you guys see it on Twitter, but it's on my page on Twitter. You can scroll down and look at it. But this is just a great little video on Chainlink. I definitely recommend doing some more diligence on Chainlink if you don't know what it is. But I think this is going to do fantastic this cycle. Now, the last cycle, it got all the way up here to about $52, $53. This only has a stronger base case now. Had all this consolidation sideways about 530 days, broke out, came down, reset. How many of you were frustrated when this ran away and you didn't get enough? Let's be honest. If you were frustrated at all when this ran away and you felt like you didn't get enough, throw one in chat. I want you to see that. If you're watching on Twitter, throw one on there as well. Every single one of you should throw one because I know I felt it. Now, the question there isn't that. The question there is if you felt that at all, when this was running away to this upside, did you take advantage of the price action when it came back down to roughly this same price area? It came back down to this equilibrium. It came down to $8 all the way from $22, $23. How many of you took advantage of this breakdown here, or were you waiting for lower? And then you didn't get it, and now it's starting to push up again. We got to be honest with ourselves. You have to be honest with yourself with what your goals are in this market. And if you're excited about something when it's running away, if it pulls back, that should be an absolute... Okay, I knew I was going to sneeze. Sorry about that. It should be an absolute signal that it sends us that I held it all the way back down. Good, I held it too, but did you add to the position? That's what we got to ask ourselves. Take advantage of these market movements. Bought it up like BitConnect, said Fabe D. Now, in terms of market, let's go here. Let's go over here to link. I said this is going to be a 20-minute stream. We're 25 minutes in. We've only just begun, baby. We got some stuff to go through tonight. You guys, throw one in chat if you're okay with being here. Excuse me. If you're okay with being here for a little bit. I got some stuff I got to go through with you. And I apologize that I'm sick. But looking at this, let's come over here to market cap. Let's go to all. So we got 626 million circulating supply. Total supply, 1 billion. Market cap's 7 billion. When it got up here, the market cap was, look at that, about 21 billion. Now, considering the fact that Chainlink is more integrated than anything in the market, I don't think this is going to do, like some people are a little bit more conservative. I don't think this is going to push up to 50 and then go up to the 1.618 and hit 75. No, honestly, I think Chainlink can be in the, I don't think it's even irresponsible to think that Chainlink can break into the 125s. I honestly think it could get in that $200 range, but that starts getting, I'm not counting on that. I'm going to be starting to take some profits off the table once we clear $100. And I'll progressively take profits on it as it oscillates and pushes higher up. And I'm going to be watching the signals because if we do option F from the top to the bottom, are we on? Let's go on log. Okay, boom. Let's look. So look, I already had a box drawn here from when I did this with you all some time ago. But in this $100 to $140 range, this is basically above the 1.618 and roughly straddling this 2.618. But I can legitimately see a scenario that this pushes up here into the 177 to 225 range, up in here. But I'm not going to hold Link all the way until it hits this before I take profits because that's a recipe for disaster. Do I think it can go there? Yes. But I'm not going to risk not taking profits and then getting wrecked along the way. So once this gets up here into, look at this, 1.618 is 1.618 fib, this extension is $82. So this is why once we push, and I do think we'll push above this, once we push up here into the $90 to $100 range, I'm going to be very aware of what's happening both in Bitcoin and Ethereum. What's going on with the capital flow? What's the narrative? What's going on geopolitically? And if things are super strong, I might be a little bit more patient to take profits, but I'm going to be starting to take some profits off the table once we get above about 115, 120, and laddering out along the way. But I'm super bullish. That's a $100 billion market cap. Yeah, great. I think this can do it. Why? Remember, because now it's not a speculative asset. It's still speculative, but before everybody's seeing what they could do and what they could integrate beyond just being an oracle. Now they're going to be integrating with Swift. Now they're integrating with Swift. Now they're, very heavy into the real world asset tokenization. I think it's going to be included in some ETFs. I think there's going to be, there's a lot of different factors at play that I think there's going to be institutional money that also becomes involved with Chainlink as well. So I'm very, very bullish on Chainlink. Another one, Avalanche. Avalanche is incredible. I'm incredibly bullish on Avalanche for a number of reasons. One of them being the fact that it's basically a chain that's split up into 3 chains. So basically, it's looking to make sure that it doesn't have the bottlenecking of throughput and information and the transactions per second, because, you know, you get a meme that's doing well and that clogs up the network, or you get a lot of transactions from an institution and that clogs it. No, they have it basically segmented and siloed on 3 different chains based on what type of transactions that there are. And every time you spin up a new node, essentially it's infinitely scalable, because all you have to do is scale up a new node. And then it's another 4,500 transactions per second or something. But remember, whether something is 1 million transactions per second or 4,500 is irrelevant. It's all about the number and the ability of how to throughput all that traffic. Because if something has 1 million nodes and every one of those nodes is 4,500 transactions a second, that could be faster than something like Solana that's supposed to be 1 million transactions per second, but somehow gets congested every time a meme does well. You see what I mean? So some of these numbers are just, some of them are marketing numbers where you're like, oh, this is the fastest. Well, is it? What's the infrastructure of it? How is it going to deal with all the traffic and throughput as it does, as these things grow? So I'm very, very bullish on Avalanche. And when we look at, how high this went all the way up here, and look at this, up $149. Where do I think this one can go? Honestly, I have no idea where I think this one could go, but let's be conservative. 1.618 is 236. From here, that's super conservative. That's a 8x. That's an 8x to be a conservative new high. If we go up into the 2.618 or the 3.618 up in here, this ends up getting into the 15x to 20x. So where do I think it can go? It's going to be hard to tell. It's all going to be based, this cycle, I think, is going to be based on what partnerships arise, what institutions allocate to, and where the narrative lies, right? So while I'm super bullish on this, it's hard to say where the price action is going to go on this, but I do know once we get back above 149, I'm not going to start taking profits in. Because remember, for this, on my trading, I take profits all the time, right? Because you're doing small moves. But what I'm talking about here, I want you all to realize this. What I'm talking about here is these position trades that I'm holding into multi-month, into next year, where I'm identifying will likely be a market cycle top. Crypto Corey, were you here early? I had your music playing at the beginning again, my brother. Shout out to you. Maybe I'll wrap out the stream with it as well. I had to get it back in because the market's looking so damn good. But yeah, once this gets in here into the 200 to 2, I would say this 1.618, this 236, it doesn't mean I'm going to specifically take profits at that moment. I'm going to be hyper vigilant. Okay, what are all the signs and signals and everything going on in the chart, so I can make sure that I start pulling some capital out of this market. But I'm very, very bullish on this. Another one, of course, Ondo. Of course, some of you guys hate hearing it because people say it all the time. Well, you know what? I don't care. Sometimes we got to hear stuff 47 times before we get it. Ondo, it's part of that institutional, dub from BlackRock. They're allocating in their BIDL fund real world asset tokenization. It's not just real estate and, other things. It's also U.S. treasuries and financial instruments and products. In fact, the majority of RWA in the next year and a half is probably going to be real estate and financial instruments, or some sort, I don't want to say synthetic stocks and bonds, but moving things over into the digital realm. So Ondo is in a very interesting position right now. It got all the way up here. Look at this, $1.49. Felt like it ran away, right? And then it dropped down here to 48 cents. How many of you got frustrated here and didn't buy here? Come on, we got to learn from our mistakes, man. I know I was kind of stacking into this a bit, and now look at this. We got a higher low. Look, we have a higher high, and look at this. We got broken out of this downtrend that we had. There's not a lot of price history here. However, I'm very, very bullish on this. Once this gets out of this box that we've had drawn for quite some time, the next leg up is going to be up here into the $1.05. The next leg up here is going to be into the $1.25. The next leg up, $1.50, and then sayonara sucker for all you that did not stack up. For any of you that are tuning in a little late, I do apologize. I am sick as a dog, but I got to bring these charts to you all because I love you. This is a community, and I appreciate that I can do this with you guys on a daily basis. I wish I had me back when I was making stupid mistakes when I, 7 years ago when I was, initially entering. Alrighty. Now, next one, I don't think it's on. I don't even think it's on. It might be on the list, but I should have put it on there if it's not. Near. I'm so bullish on Near. I remember, guys, I've been going to these conferences, and I hate it every time because it makes it very difficult for me to do my daily stream. However, I learned so much at these conferences. Like I sat with, not heard from somebody, I sat with the Near team and what they have coming. This is not a project that started as AI and then it became a layer one. No, they are truly building into AI, and they have some incredible things coming. Both AI and DePIN, which are two of I think the strongest narratives this cycle. And these things are going to be rolling out in 3 to 6 months. So not only that, it's just it's an awesome team, but also just knowing what they're building and what's going on is awesome. So I'm giving you guys inside scoop. This is why I've been stacking into this. And remember, when we've been stacking into this on this position portfolio, this never went from when we bought it. This is, I think, the only one in here that never went negative at all. So that says something about the strength there. And look, W formation, higher low, higher high. Let's consolidate here. Great. And then we're going to look for this next leg up into the 637, next leg up to 843, and then bye-bye, sayonara, sucker. Right? Another one's Tau, of course. Look at that chart. Boom. Triple bottom with a huge deviated wick there. But massive higher high. Bull flag now. I mean, I don't even want to do this because this is going to be ridiculous. I do not think this is going to happen, but it's going to make us smile. The bull flag target out of that is 1498. Yeah, I don't think that's happening. So that's why you got to be careful when you do TA, because some people, mate, could it get there? Yeah. Let's do it a little bit smaller. What's this one? Boom. $1,000. Now remember, with Tau, the interesting thing about Tau is this has the same total allocation as Bitcoin, 21 million. So that's one of the reasons why, the price is high. But when you look at the price, you got to stop focusing on the price. When you realize the price is a function of the total supply divided by the market cap, there's many fewer tokens here. So yes, the price is kind of like Maker. Maker, I mean, it's MKR. Look at this. Maker has, 1 million tokens. Why the price is so much higher. So does this mean this is expensive or cheap? That's why you got to look at the technicals, the fundamentals, the tokenomics to really understand what's going on here. I don't know why I had this whole dashboard just pop up. You can't see it on my screen, but so when I'm looking at Tau, and I realize how great, how strong their community is, and that their community in some ways is an AI community as well. Sorry, an AI project as well, intrinsically as a DePIN project, because it's essentially an AI economy ecosystem. So kind of like think Fiverr. You want something done, you say, hey, I'm going to hire you $5, and then they do it. This is very similar with AI. Hey, I need this thing done. And then a bunch of people can kind of compete to do that thing. And, Tau is a token that is transacted within that economy. So you're creating an economy around different needs. And it's truly democratic, because the best thing's always going to shine through. It doesn't matter who you are, color of your skin, where you're from. You could have a degree or no degree. Does this thing work? And is it the best thing for the best solution for this issue that I presented? So Tau, I think, is, it's AI as well as DePIN, and it's got a great token supply, and I think an incredible community. And on this massive drop we had, the fact that on this massive drop within a day or two, this had 100% rebound told me there was huge strength here. Now, unfortunately, I think I bought it right here, and then this almost gave me a heart attack, but then I added some more into it, and that's one of the reasons also why it's the largest position in the altcoin portfolio. Got it. All right. Yeah, creeping up on all-time high pretty fast, right? Because this is a newer project. All-time high here is at 758. Now, the next one here, of course, Constellation DAG, man. We are partners with them because we love what they're doing, what they're building, the fact that they're integrated with so much. In fact, I did a bookmark here. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I did a bookmark. Look, some of the people who are using the technology, Constellation DAG, Department of Defense, Department of Homeland Security, United States Space Force, Defense Innovation Unit, Department of the Treasury, National Science Foundation, NASA, FBI, U.S. Transcom, Air Force. And this is now, they're just now rolling out to retail. And so that's the underlying fundamental side that I'm trying to share with you all. But then we look at the pricing. If we're just looking to make some money, that's okay too. Look at this massive, basically double top here, descending falling wedge into a double bottom. Now we have a higher high, kind of pulling back, retesting the zone. If we're able to break free from this, I think this is truly going to be one of those incredible performers in this market cycle. Well, why is that? Well, because they've been building and already being utilized by an immense structure like the Department of Defense and Air Force and Space Force and Transcom that uses an incredibly immense amount of data, and they're encrypting it from end to end, as well as, having these super fast metagraphs. And I mean, the market cap is, look at this, $81 million, under $100 million market cap. You kidding me? I mean, that's worth taking a stab at, even if you throw $50 or $100. Not everybody has to throw $10,000 into everything you buy. Gotta love me some Tao, says Crypto Dank. Shout out to my home skillet there. Coming to you live with the flu. But that's one of the reasons why I'm so bullish on Constellation DAG. And the fact that this is now showing this structure, trying to make that next leg to the upside, even if this chops sideways a little longer, I'm very bullish on this in the long run. And I got something I'm going to share at the very end as well to wrap us out, because they got something really cool coming up on October 24th. Boom, boom. Did I go through everything? No, Aether, ATH. Aether. That's not what I want to see. Let's go to, that's not what I want either. ATH, crypto, USDT. There we go. Newer coin. It is similar to Render in the graphics processing, basically decentralized DePIN for GPU. But they also, even some of the people that I spoke with at Token 2049 in Singapore, there was quite a lot of different types of AI plays and projects that were there. But in addition to that, there was quite a few that were basically already looking to or setting up Aether as being kind of like their underlying service provider for compute power. And it's a newer project. And when we come over here to Aether, ATH, Aether, boom, $260 million market cap, still very low. Because remember, guys, look at these things that we're in. Let's go to the watch list. Look at this. 320 billion, 85 billion, 73 billion, 30. Everybody's like, yeah, Solana's going to make me a lot of money. And it probably will make a lot of you a lot of money. But that's not how you make a shitload of money in this market. It's trying to figure out how to have many of these staples in your portfolio. I mean, you see in mine, I've got a number of them. I've got BitTensor is up there in the top now. Avalanche, Near Protocol, Chainlink. Yeah, I've got these larger staples in here. But then understanding that if you really want those 50Xs, those 70Xs, 100Xs, even 30Xs, it's going to get progressively harder. One, every day that goes from now, and also as this market matures over this cycle into the next cycle, these opportunities are going to evaporate. And the biggest money comes from identifying some of those, like we just did with DAG being at, DAG, what was it, $80 million market cap? DAG was an $80 million market cap. Look at that, $80 million market cap. But we see how strong the underlying fundamentals are. So if this does take off and this goes to 8 billion, what is 80 million to 8 billion? 80 million, right? To 800 million. To 8 billion. Right? 10, 100, 100x. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but this is the type of thing that you identify. Aether as well. I mean, Aether, if we look at Aether, Aether's at 261 million. What is the market cap of Render? Oops. And I love Render. Render's on my list as well. Render is 3.3 billion. So this has a massive market cap already. Now with Render does have the also the benefit of having being integrated with access to like 200 million Apple products or something like that. So there's some incredible opportunity there. And that's why Render's on my list as well. I think this can go quite a bit higher. But I want to weigh that against also having something else that balances that. So that's why I have Render and Aether on that thumbnail for today's stream. Because you look at Aether, this is still just kind of finding its footing. It's a newer coin. When the market does start to take off, there's going to be money that finds these smaller market cap coins and says, all right, let's send this. And you just need to be paying attention. It's better to be in before things take off. Now, I'm not recommending you all buy any of these coins. I'm sharing with you all my process for how I'm identifying what I'm doing to set up the structure of, different parts of my altcoin portfolio so that you guys can see, from the benefit of my, 10 plus years of 12 years in markets, so you can make some good money too. Dot's also, it's not on that list that I have that I just shared, but Dot also is going to do very well this cycle, I think. Oh man, I'm sorry guys. Aerodrome been absolutely ripping. Look at this. 49 cents up to $1.28. Giant W formation. Attacking these range highs right here. I didn't add any of these lines on this chart. This is the first time I've opened this chart today, actually this weekend, to share with you. I've had these lines on here as a map for what areas to pay attention to. And this is exactly, look at this, exactly where we're paying attention. So remember, Coinbase just had started their wrapped Bitcoin. It's going to be on base, and it's all going to settle through Aerodrome. So if we think Bitcoin DeFi is going to be a thing at all, if we think that institutions are going to be utilizing the underlying security strength of Bitcoin and trying to use wrap Bitcoin for any DeFi, that's all going to be settled through Aerodrome. Aerodrome is a DEX on base. Coinbase also bought a $100 million position on the open market. Not like, hey, here's our money to the founders of Aerodrome. No, they went into the exchange and said, boom, let me buy $100 million worth. That was the initial pop-off that we saw right here. Boom. Oh my God, Coinbase Ventures is buying. And now we find out this is why, because they're going to be doing different DeFi, activating different opportunities, like with the wrapped Bitcoin that's going to be settled through base on Aerodrome. Top Legend says, buy Blub and provide liquidity and turbo finance. APR 200 to 600% right now. Well, you know what? More power to you if you're doing that. I did some of that last cycle, and 2/3 of them I got wrecked on from impermanent loss on those, because if you're ever seeing something with APR above 40%, if it's 130%, 200%, you're getting paid to take risk. And if there's any swings in the market, you lose big time. There was something else on here. Fetch, ASI obviously is going to do very good. Look at this, inverted head and shoulders starting to break out. Is this failing? No. Remember, what we always want to see on a breakout is a breakout, a little bit of a consolidation or retest, and then launch. So all is going according to plan right here. In fact, that looks more like a bull flag. It's just on the 3-day. Let's go to the 4-hour. Double click here. So yeah, so this, remember I said either consolidate or break down. This is telling me the shape of this right here. See how it's rounding? This is telling me that this might have a little bit of a leg down somewhere in this region here. Why? Because look, boom, option J. Look at that. So that would be two things. We have the roundingness here. We have the lower low here, followed by the lower high here. This is telling me it wants to either come here or even really scare some people and come back down into here. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. That means we got opportunity, baby. $5 super chat from my boy Crypto Danks. Thank you for the super chats on a night when I'm sick. I appreciate it. And anybody that's a member, anybody that's tuned in, really, I love all you guys and gals. I appreciate it. I hope you feel better. Thoughts tomorrow, FTX to liquidate Sol up to 1.5 billion US dollars worth. Digital assets probably 7 billion. Do you foresee a Sol dump? Well, that could be the case, but there's also $16 billion in cash that's starting to get redeployed to crypto degens out there. They've been sidelined since the FTX collapse when their money got locked up. But now instead of Celsius, where they're or Mt. Gox, where they're sending out Bitcoin that's been held for years that might get liquidated when people get it, this is cash to people that have been crypto hungry. $16 billion worth of crypto hunger is getting injected back into the wallets of people, into the bank accounts of people that now can be sidelined no longer. So I don't think 16 billion is going to go into the market. I think more than half probably will, though. Yeah, I mean, I would say more than 8 to 11 billion, somewhere in there is probably going to be what, and that's going to be buying pressure in the market. So in terms of Solana, let's look at Solana. It very well could have a little bit of a dump effect if that happens. This has been trying to break out, but this kind of got, it's not necessarily invalidated, but rejection, kind of a breakout. I'd be a little cautious here. Let's go to the 3-day. I'd be a little cautious. I didn't even know that was going to happen, Crypto Dank, so thanks for sharing that. Can you do VET? Bad Fox says. Why is this not? Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong screen. VET. I haven't looked at VET in so long. So we had this descending resistance. We've broken through it. And where did it go? I haven't looked. I don't, honestly, this could have been more than a month ago that I've looked at this. But we drew this box as an area of interest, and this came right back into this rejected. And look at this. It's starting to have some trouble right at this box again. Once this clears this zone, I think it can move to the upside. As it stands right now, we have negative money flow. The momentum wave looks like it tried to cross back bullish, but it looks arced. VWAP angle down. Stochastics look relatively high. That's on the 3-day, though. Let's look at the 12-hour. Momentum wave rolling over. Look, stochastics down, RSI down. Money flow got positive, but the VWAP's angled to the downside. Bro. Coinbase is seeming kind of sketchy. BlackRock had to call them out to prove they were buying Bitcoin, and they're putting huge holds on people's transfers. Well, you know what? This is one of the reasons why you always got to be careful about how you're allocating your money. And that brings me to this stream. This channel is powered by Arculus. Make sure you're protecting your crypto. Make sure you're protecting your future. For the same comments like right there from Istophobic, says, bro, Coinbase is seeming kind of sketchy. BlackRock had to call them out to prove they were buying Bitcoin, and they're putting huge holds on people's transfers. This is why you need to make sure that you have money on exchanges, sure, that you're actively trading. But if you're not, you should be storing your crypto self-custody, and Arculus, I think, is the best crypto cold storage solution out there. One tap with the card. You have the card, the wallet, your biometrics, and a PIN code. Can't be hacked. One tap, swap, trade, store your crypto. Get Arculus.com. Use code LAB10 for 10% off. Yeah, there we go. And thoughts on GFI, Proppy, and DSO. Well, let's do those, and then I'm going to wrap it out because I want to watch some more football, baby. Are you ready for some football? I like Proppy. I don't have any invested in it, not because I don't like it, because at some point you have to identify where you're going to put capital, right? And I kind of missed the move on this. So, and I have Swarm Markets. I have Florence Finance. I have, I've got a number of other different RWA plays. So, yeah, look at this. Massive move here. Look at that. Boom. Now it's got a pretty big drawdown. This actually looks like it could be a good base to start allocating back into. 72% to the downside. This is kind of rounding out right here. Where is it consolidating at? Let's go ahead and draw. Look at this. Right where there was chop, right in the zone. So if this loses this level, it could have a pretty big fall. So if the broader market does have a dip, this could have a pretty significant sort of fall to the downside. But considering where we're at in the market cycle, if I bought here and this fell, I would just buy more, right? Because I think this has got a lot of big backing behind it and a lot of important players. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. But that doesn't mean go putting your life savings in this. It just means if you're going to take a position, you can strengthen that position if it does fall and just lower your average entry. However, I mean, this might be something I could look into getting some on. But this looks, I'd be watching this zone right here. Sorry. We got this zone here. Let's draw option F from the top to the bottom. Man, the 382 is all the way up here at $2. We're at $1. It's a 100% move before we even hit any fib. So it's that's on the macro though. So let's go ahead and do a fib. Let's do a fib from here. Yeah. I mean, this looks like it's trying to bottom. That's all I can say. It looks like it's trying to bottom, especially with this giant bullish impulse here. It comes back down, but now if this can continue like chopping in the zone, I think this is actually looking pretty good. If the market consolidates somewhere roughly where we're at, I'm talking about like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we start to push up, I think this will do quite well. If we do drop, we're going to get a pretty big move to the downside. What was the other one you said? DSO? Man, dude's bleeding now. Let's do another one. DSO. Coinbase. Look at that. Just fell out. This was that August 5th fallout, and it just has not recovered at all. This tells me that it's rather weak. Remember, Tau fell down and bounced back 100%. This fell down, and, I mean, weak as it could be. A little 20% move and then back down, right back to where it is. Now, if you really like this project, maybe there's something there. But as it stands right here, this just looks rather weak. I would like to see this get back above. You'll miss some of the move. I'd want it to get back above this consolidation zone right here and find some support before I even consider getting into it. Caspa. I know Crypto Danks is the number one Caspa guy out there. He's laughing right now because I know he's not. He's like, man, fuck Caspa. I mean, look at this. I still have this drawn from a while ago. Look at the angle of this impulse. Look at the angle of this impulse. Look at the angle of this impulse. The momentum is rolling over. I think this very likely could have a washout down here to the 9 cent zone, maybe even potentially lower. I think it got a little overhyped when people found out big miners were mining it, like Marathon and such. But they had a little issues with some of the things that just, yeah. Buffalo 3, Baltimore 7. Yeah, keep me updated. H-bar. We haven't looked at H-bar in a minute. See, H-bar is another directed to the cyclic graph. However, Constellation DAG has a hell of a lot more partnerships. Yeah, I mean, came down double bottom here, almost quadruple bottom. This looks like it's trying to make the next move, but I've kind of lost my luster a little bit on H-bar. I don't know why. But it's just not looking like, it's not looking sexy. Quant, remember how high Quant was? Look at this. Quant got all the way up here into the, look at this, 419 back up here to 225, then here to 150, and then, man, it's all the way down here. Got all the way down into the $50 mark. But this is all the question of, I mean, it's a software company, essentially. It's a software protocol. Similar to XRP in that they're kind of aiming to a lot, but one of the things that is likely is that there will likely be an infrastructure layer if there's going to be like CBDCs and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be bullish at all until this got back above here at the $86 mark and then started pushing to the upside. Just been ripping. Look at this. We're on the weekly. Let's go to the 6 hour. This is boom, 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 boom. This looks a lot like what we saw with Tau. Now pushing up, and look at this. Push up, a little bit of dip, and then break. Look, you see this? This is beautiful. Rejects here, breaks down, pushes up. If this could then bounce here, that would be a full whipsaw. Whipsaw up, chops you out down, gets you committed long, chops you back out down, and then releases. That's a market movement right there. And there's somebody that made a shitload of money on this on the way up, and there's somebody that might have lost half or their entire stack on this from these swings, because they're jumping impulsively rather than letting the market, letting it do its own work. Filecoin, we haven't looked at Filecoin in a minute. Filecoin, the developers of the IPFS, Interplanetary File System. Yeah, that's right. These people are looking so far ahead. They're trying to come up with the solutions to trading and sharing and distributing data interplanetary, baby. And we see this. I mean, look at this massive head and shoulders. Boom, broke down just like we had talked about. Now we have this sort of inverted, very sideways Quasimodo shaped head and shoulders. This has broken out above, but has not cleared this zone here. Once it does, next zone up is going to be about 481, and then we're looking at a move up to $6. But everything's still kind of waiting. Remember, as bullish as we are, everybody, even Matic has just been bleeding, but it still has got an incredible use case, incredible number of partnerships. But everything right now, injective. Let's go ahead and delete this line. Injective. Let's go to the daily. Breaking out of this channel. But a lot of these coins we're seeing are having this sort of roundingness, this choppiness, just trying to make the move, but not yet being set free. And that's because, as bullish as this weekly close is, we set up a structural play. That doesn't mean that the springboard is here yet. We closed on the weekly basis above this previous high. So we have the higher low, and now we have the higher high. But this higher high does not mean that we're just up and away. This higher high just means, what have we seen this whole way through? Let's go out to the 3-day. What have we seen this whole way through? We've seen moves up, down, up, down. So if that's the case, and that's how markets move, then this moved up. Yes, we have a higher high on the weekly basis, but the next move likely is either going to consolidate here and chop some people out, or have them move down and then do our launch. So we're there. We're just chomping at the bit, right at the edge of everything right now. We're just not fully there yet, and that's okay. Structurally, everything's here. Let me go back through this for you. We're right here. Let me go back through this for you. We're having all the crossovers, MACD crossover, the RSI breaking out, bouncing on the 50-day moving average, the total 3. This is all those altcoins, MACD rolling over on the weekly. We're breaking out of this descending trend line. We're looking over here at the others chart, which is everything outside of the top 10. We had a descending channel all the way back here since March, and we have broken out of it. We've also broken above this high. The market's ready to go. The question is, are you prepared? But everybody, I love you. If there's not any other super chats or anything, I'm gonna wrap this out. I really do love and appreciate each and every one of you. I'd love it if you guys want to come trade with it. The best way you can support this channel is hitting that like button, sharing the stream on Twitter, showing some love, commenting, and of course, if you want to join here on BitLab on the YouTube, I think it's like $1.25 a week or something. It's incredible way to help support the community that we have that works towards doing everything we do here. But then also, if you go directly below, right here, it says Free Traders Group. Get in there. We got nonstop trade setups going, and stop loss, the targets, the profits. I mean, the what's going on in there is incredible, and I got so much free education stuff that's going to be there as well. You get it all for free just by signing up with this link. You go there, it'll take you to a Telegram group. It has 3-step process. You have to sign up through the CoinW link that's in that sign up process, and then verify, and it puts you right in the group. I've been a little out of commission this last week, but we're going to be doing so much stuff with all the people in there and all the members on the stream. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Again, if you want to check out what's going on with, I don't think the audio is working. Otherwise, I would play this for you guys. Yeah, the audio's not working. But check out the Constellation Network here on at Constellation. I'm going to share this in the live chat here. October 24th. I may be out there. They're kind of trying to twist my arm to get out there as well. They're doing a huge, basically day event there that's breaking down everything that they're building, and I'm going to be bringing all that information to you. So thank you to Constellation DAG for being a partner. Thank you to you all to being my friends and family here in the community. I love you guys. It is 9 o'clock on a Sunday night. I just did an hour, sick as a dog. I'll probably be streaming from my house tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to go into the office. I love you guys so much. That's all I got. And you know what? We're going to wrap it out with Corey's music. Let's go.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. SEC and its policies rely on whatever Gary thinks. Bitcoin's a flight to quality. I heard that from Larry Fink. Every hour losing purchasing power on food and shelter. It's not our fault. Blame the code. It's the political cowards when it comes to gas. Our purchasing power just got cut in half. I sit back and laugh, open my bag, fill it with stacks and sats. Bitcoin, pumping, altcoins, pumping. I've been preparing for this. Can't tell me nothing.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. We're hearing from clients around the world.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pumping. I've been preparing for this.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as
Bitcoin, pump, altcoin, pump.
We're hearing from clients around the world.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a
Can't
flight
nobody
to
tell me
quality.
nothing. Bitcoin, pump.
We're hearing from clients around the world.
Prepare for this.
Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. I'm going to go cough in my lung again. I'll see you guys. Adios.